Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Aberdeen police have arrested a suspect in a hit and run that sent a boy to the hospital. Court documents say Luis Pons was on his way to the hospital to see his sick baby when he allegedly ran a red light and hit two boys riding their bikes in the crosswalk.
Pons is charged with hit and run resulting in injury, which is a felony. Police say security cameras and eyewitnesses led them to the black Chevy Silverado involved in the crash.
Without the security footage and the eyewitnesses that stuck around at the crash, we would not have been able to successfully make an arrest or come to a completion on this investigation.
The 14-year-old boy had facial injuries, broken ribs, and a broken jaw. He is now home but has a long recovery ahead of him. South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley has announced that 2 state prison inmates have been indicted for attempted murder following an attack on 2 correctional officers at the state penitentiary in Sioux Falls. A grand jury indicted 48-year-old Lester Monroe and 30-year-old Kyle Jones on Tuesday. Investigators say the first correctional officer was assaulted by the 2 inmates in the Jamison Annex last month.
The second officer was attacked when they arrived to help their colleague. Both officers were taken to a hospital where they were treated and released. The attempted first-degree murder charge carries a maximum sentence of 50 years in prison. A 31-year-old man is behind bars this morning in connection to a scam that cost the victim a lot of money. The Pennington County Sheriff's Office says an elderly resident lost over $100,000 in gold and money. Authorities later arrested Abdul Muhammad.
Investigators say he was caught after posing as a member of law enforcement, demanding money to remove warrants. Deputies say Muhammad is not a South Dakota resident. Law enforcement is still working to determine where he lives. He has been charged with grand theft.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. As we watch your weather here the next couple of days, a warming trend is on the horizon. We're expecting that already today. Sioux Falls back to 81 this afternoon, 82 in Mitchell, 80 degrees in Pierre. Also to mention, we have some fog in southwest Minnesota. Make sure you're aware of that here in the short-term forecast. Rain chances are back, at least in a few select areas. We'll discuss that topic and the rest of the warm-up for the weekend coming up here in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Brian. Well, fall may have just started, but it's not too soon to think about winter safety. Keep KELOLAND Warm kicks off on October 1st. You can drop off new or gently used coats at Sioux Falls Lewis stores, except the downtown location, through November 22nd.
Montgomery's will deliver them to the St. Francis House. The transitional home will work with other nonprofits to get the coats to people in need. You can also donate other winter gear.
If you have any hats, gloves, scarves, the warm coveralls, we want to get them out to people in need because, of course, we're trying to prevent someone getting frostbite or another death in our community.
The St. Francis House is also a drop-off location for coats. You can take them there any day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. until April. A section of road in Sioux Falls got some recognition after being commemorated as the first paved state highway in South Dakota. This stretch of road near the state penitentiary, now the driveway to a local church, was completed in December 1923 and has remained intact and in service ever since.
KELOLAND News checked out the roadway and spoke with the director of the South Dakota American Concrete Pavement Association. You can learn more in this KELOLAND.com original by Jacob Newton online now. The Cinch Playoffs Governor's Cup Rodeo starts today in Sioux Falls, and there is a lot on the line. It's the last chance for Cowboys to qualify for the Wranglers National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas with a historic $1 million payout.
John Harrison is the barrel clown. His job is to keep the fans entertained between competitions.
I get to go to rodeos all over the country and entertain. This is one of them rodeos that's going to be hard for me to entertain for not wanting to watch the show because it's coming down to this, and I get to see these guys perform all year long, and then this weekend right here can make the difference of whether or not they go to Las Vegas, whether they don't go to Las Vegas, and hopefully one day we'll be there with them.
Fans will also have the chance to meet Yellowstone stars Moses Brings Plenty, a native of South Dakota, and Forey J. Smith. For ticket information, we've attached a link under this story right here on KELOLAND.com.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather, and as we look ahead toward tomorrow, a couple of interesting talking points. First of all, there's even a risk of some severe weather tomorrow in northeastern Ketherland, but even that extension farther south. A lot of that is built upon the premise of a couple of thunderstorms early in the morning that develop and then try to push to the north and northeast. We'll see if those have any luck developing in this zone, but I do think that's something to put that little thought in your mind here as we get into Friday morning here in southeast Ketherland. That's a possibility, and I'm sure we'll expand a little bit more on that subject later today. So here are the maps in the next 24 hours. Primarily a south wind pushing on into the forecast. It's going to be a stronger breeze in Aberdeen and much of the James Valley. Not a lot happening on radar yet, but behind it on the back side of the front, when you overlay the jet stream features, we should actually get some rain to generate in the Black Hills. I think that will be one zone to follow, and whatever develops there will then have a tendency to pull to the northeast toward Mobridge and Aberdeen. So that's one area that could light up a little bit more than what this particular animation is detecting. Also, the southeast. This is one little clue. These little spots on radar, okay, they're there. We'll see how many of those can collect and then jet to the north tomorrow morning. That's a scenario 2 that needs to be mentioned, as there could be some rain in the morning and then followed by a south wind in Sioux Falls really warming up in the afternoon. We're talking upper 80s. Maybe near 90. And where we fuel the afternoon instability, like let's say Watertown and Millbank and Sisseton, there could easily be a few more thunderstorms popping up on radar anytime during the afternoon. And see how that front really makes its presence known. Marshall, if we get that scenario, we're close to 90, and then Watertown's at 75. So that, plays a lot into why the Storm Prediction Center put that risk out. I think that makes a lot of sense when we see those variations on temperature. By the time we get to Saturday, instead of cooling down, we're going to reverse course, and we're going to open the door to widespread south winds. There's one more look at that scenario, by the way, on Friday. Do you see how that paints that rain northwest of Sioux Falls a little bit better in the morning? And then, of course, we get into Saturday. We tend to tone things back on the rain chance, but it's just warm, if not hot weather. There's a chance we could break a record in Sioux Falls. We're forecasting 1 degree shy of that on Sunday with a high near 90. The record's 91. We'll see. It'll be close. Highs today, 82 in Mitchell, 82 in Chamberlain. That's a pretty warm afternoon for late September, 70 in Rapid City. Now, this hotter or warmer weather will at least last through Monday, possibly Tuesday. But once we get to that point, we have a lot to unpack here. But the data is now starting to shift toward a more unsettled pattern by Tuesday, Wednesday. That's in response to that trough in the west. We've been kind of speculating as to how that thing's going to behave, but in the last 24 hours, there's decisively some of the momentum is shifting in that direction. So we'll take another look at that later today. We'll see where that ends up, but I would plan on the middle of next week turning cooler, starting to rain. The chances are popping up, and that's not just Sioux Falls and Aberdeen. It'll also be in the Pier forecast. Rapid City, too, some uncertainties surrounding that, but I think it will be trending cooler. Yeah, more like fall should be, perhaps. Check out more details online at Ketherland.com.